Oh, bringing Congressman Rohrabacher from the great state of California, who's been listening in with us as well. Congressman, good to see you, sir. You heard the president. So much of that conversation with congressional leadership focused on a deal about DACA. They want $18 billion for a border wall, more border security, and then you heard the president said there was a lot of support. He said actually everybody up here, I guess referring both to the vice president and congressional leadership, wanted to make a deal on DACA. Does he have your support in that deal, number one? Number two, do you think you have enough votes to get something through the House that the Senate would be okay with?
Well, whatever comes up and is being advocated by the president will have serious consideration, and those of us who've been around a while, as I have been, understand that we're not going to get everything that we want. As far as I'm concerned, the 850,000 young illegal immigrants that are in our country should not be allowed to stay in our country. Otherwise, we're going to have millions and millions more people sending their young people here. Whatever the president comes up with a compromise,
Congressman,
I will be
we're
very
going to lose your satellite here in a second, so I just want to get this in. Yeah. Where does this come down on red lines for you? You said we're not going to get everything that you want. You understand that. What are the red lines for you? What are your must-haves?
You must have an open mind and be able to look at what the president is suggesting on this issue and other issues. His main concern is the security of the United States.
Congressman, I understand what the president. I understand what the president saying. I'm saying red lines for you. What has to be in a DACA deal for you to vote for it?
I don't know what the alternatives are yet. For me to set a red line and say the president has to do this or I'm going to back away from him, I'm going to look at whatever proposal is presented. But I personally am opposed to any type of leaving 850,000 young illegal immigrants or anybody else in this country to take our jobs, our health care money, our education money away from the American people.
Wow. All right. Well, that is certainly a tough stand, and I know you've taken them in the past. You also took a tough stand against Attorney General Sessions this week, who rolled back the laissez-faire attitude, shall we say, that the federal government's taken for the past couple of years against legalized marijuana. Your home state just legalized recreational marijuana law, went into effect January 1. You blasted Attorney General Sessions. Is this going to force Congress to perhaps change federal laws as it relates to marijuana?
Well, first of all, it hasn't been a lackadaisical, laissez-faire attitude. I have been the author of an amendment that's been put into the law that restricts the Department of Justice from making sure that they don't supersede state law when the states have legalized medical marijuana. And what we need to do is make sure that that amendment continues to be part of the law. And but what Sessions has done is trying to take it back a step and trying to undermine that position, to leave it to the U.S. attorneys can supersede state law. No, we don't want that to happen at all. We believe supposedly in the 10th Amendment to the Constitution. So does the president,
Congressman, it's always been that federal law trumps state law. Would you support a bill, would you offer a bill that would either legalize medical marijuana or legalize both medical and recreational marijuana from the federal side?
No, what I would support is that we leave this issue up to the states, and the local communities. And that's the president's position as well. During the election, that's the position he took. And now when you have Attorney General Sessions going in the opposite direction, he's betraying the president on this issue.
All right, Congressman, we're going to lose your satellite in a couple of seconds, but we look forward to having you back to talk more about this. You are not the only congressman upset about this and citing the president's former promises. Cory Gardner out of Colorado also very upset as well about this from the Senate side. Good to see you, sir, as always.
Thank you.
Thank you. Jillian?
Thanks, Leland. Here